Welcome back to Persona 5. We are progressing through the first half of the Madarame Palace.
Okay, time to go.
Let's see what we have here. A room full of many enemies. A lot of corners as well. Oh, there's one change I wanted to make real quick. Let me go to configure and turn off my vibration off. There we go. The controller I'm using is not very good, so
Treasure chest.
better with vibration off.
All right, the first move is ours. It's weak to fire skills.
Right. I've lost track of what we don't and do have inside of the compendium.
Pass the baton and follow up.
You can't do this.
Let's see if we can't get a little bit of money. And as I say this, I just remembered it doesn't matter whether or not I get money. So that was a waste.
Yeah, victory.
You'll see why very shortly, why it doesn't matter.
I leveled up.
I would actually like to progress through the first half of this as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Not waste too much time in here today. There's a treasure chest behind me, so we can at least see what's in here. Straw doll. It's a usable attack.
3 enemies. Let's do it. It's almost scary how good I am. The time's yours.
Persona!
You can hit their weakness.
Serves you right.
Let's wipe out these enemies as quickly as we can. Trying to think about some things that need to be addressed other than my upload foible the other day. That's what happens when you try to wrap up your work on the verge of going to sleep
I gotta use this next time.
and then wake up to your mistakes.
That's all it takes for me.
There is one thing to talk about that I've actually avoided in these last 2 episodes ever since I came back. And that's the issue of the Atlas police and whether or not they're real. If you've been keeping up with some of the streams, Caligula and Dark Souls, you would have heard me say that they are indeed real, that I ran into the Atlas police. I actually got a strike on a short video for something that happens much later in the game. That was a bummer. So I know that at least as of, June of this year, that they are still paying attention to that kind of thing.
Looking cool, Joker.
But more than that, what I found really interesting just a couple days ago is that semi-notable YouTuber DarkSidePhil, DSP, who, if you don't know DSP, he's, again, semi-notable. He's a prolific, if not infamous, content creator who's... I would say that he loves games. He loves to play games, as long as play with other things. Anyway, DSP makes a lot of stuff. And he apparently got hit with his own content strike the other week, maybe about a week ago, by the time this goes up. And apparently what he got content strike ID for from Atlas regarding Persona 5 was not at all against the rules that they had, laid out multiple times. Apparently it was just a short video, maybe, I don't know how long it was, maybe 15 minutes or something. And all he was doing was fusing personas in the Velvet Room. Seemed like a totally innocuous thing to do. He wasn't late in the game or anything, he was totally in the middle of the game. And for some reason he got hit with a strike out of nowhere. So that has me a little nervous. If Atlas is going around lying about what they will and won't give strikes to, and they will give you a strike for something so simple out of nowhere, that's a huge problem.
Hold on.
So far, I haven't seen any follow-up to that, so I don't know. Maybe they had a good reason. Maybe Phil isn't being completely honest. I don't know.
Up to you. I got this.
Pass the baton and follow up. Get it, Skull.
But anyway, I intend to finish the game, to go all the way. But I'm hoping, at the pace I'm going, that by the time that does happen, that they just won't care.
Don't come back.
Because at some point, they have to stop caring, right? It's not like someone, be it, you know, Atlas Japan or Sega or Atlas USA, it's not like someone is at their desk in, you know, 2018, 2019 checking for new videos of Persona 5 every day. That's just a waste of time. And so at some point, they're just not going to care.
I'll reveal your true form.
Now's our chance to strike. It's almost scary how good I am.
Alright. Leave this with Mona.
You can aim for their weak spot. It's almost
Serves you
scary
right.
how good I am. Finish him!
You gonna give up? Nope.
We all did great, huh? A spectacular victory.
Okay.
I think I missed an item.
Keep it up.
Right over here.
Look, a treasure.
Open the chest. There's a muscle anklet, an equipable accessory, which I already have at least one of, if not two. This door leads back to the beginning of the area as a little shortcut, but it also opens a, or rather it gives you a couple treasures if you come down here. So you can unlock this gate. And this leads back to the beginning. Alright, moving on. Another thing that I saw maybe about a week ago. There continue to be a lot of think pieces about Persona 5 from, I wouldn't say major like gaming websites, but you know, more medium ones where people want to get their own 2 cents in about any number of topics. A lot of it does seem to be, oh, we got a sparkly vase. Let's see what happens when we walk past it. I'll continue my thought in a second.
Hey,
Remember when I said Mona should follow his own advice? Yeah, what happened to not touching things?
Whoa!
wait.
Stand back. Why am I the only one that moved?
Come on.
Yep, it's all up to me. Search for a way to turn off these infrared lasers. I can do that. This is the way we need to go. So as I was saying about tiny little think piece articles coming out and whatnot, I'm not going to tell anyone how to feel about certain things in the game.
Show me your
I'll give
true
my
form.
opinions about ways certain things are handled when the time is right.
Now's our chance to strike. Go.
But there was recently a rather scathing article about the way An Takamaki is handled,
Come. This isn't it.
and that the author felt like she was a very objectified character. And I won't deny that it's kind of a standard practice in Japanese games to be very gratuitous when it comes to fan service, and some parts of An's character certainly are very fan servicey, like her costume. I'll be honest and say, out of all the costumes in this game, hers is like my least favorite, because it seems to be the most, or rather the least that's like,
Enemies defeated.
has deep meaning behind it. Not to say that it doesn't. Like, this game goes on and on about how a Persona user's costume is what the Persona user thinks a rebel looks like. So in Ann's case, I think, not in the sense that hers is like a really sexy costume, but more so that it is, her costume is like kind of like dominatrixy. And you kind of see that in her, I don't know if we've gotten it in the stream, or the playthrough yet, but her cut-in attack, or her follow-up, I don't have it yet, because I only have Ryuji's. I have his little baseball swing or whatever. But hers is like, she does a like little whip thing, she like puts her leg down.
Seriously, thank you.
And I think the English version of it, she says, you know, like squeal like a pig, and then does a big whip that hits all the enemies. And part of me always saw that as, because her introduction to the game is in the Kamoshida Palace, and Kamoshida is guilty of objectifying the girls at the school, including Shiho, and making them very, what's a good word for it? That they're supposed to be not necessarily objectified. That is one way to put it, but I would go so far as to say submissive. That's the word I'm looking for. Did I just go to the same one again? No, this is the one I'm looking for.
Is this?
So yeah, so because that she came in the role of that, she was expected to be submissive because that's what Kamoshida wanted of her. That I always saw her costume as more of a role reversal, where she becomes the one in control, even if it is still like a little gratuitous in terms of fan service.
Sorry.
The thing I took issue with this article, and if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to look into exactly the website because I honestly don't want to give it too much traffic or anything. But one of the things that was really weird in terms of what the author wrote was that if costumes are supposed to be like who the Persona user is inside, who they really are, their true selves or whatever. And when Ann first like gets her costume after you win the mini boss battle with her against a Belphegor, she kind of like freaks out when she sees like how scantily clad her costume is and like covers up. And it's like, well, if that's really who she is, why is she so uncomfortable with herself? And I'm like, you realize she's a like fictional character, right? She's a construct. It's just ridiculous to me that when it's a pet peeve of mine when people treat fictional characters as though they're real people with thought processes of their own when they're not. They're constructs. They're extensions of the author. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that like on acting that way in the moment doesn't change the concept of what the game tries to establish the costumes as. It doesn't make it any less true. What a basic bitch password. It's hello upside down. Isn't that a little childish? Well, we got the password for the security system now.
Hey.
We could do that, or we could kill this guy.
Show me your true form.
I do it anyway. He is in the way.
Now's our chance to strike. Ooh, looking cool, Joker. Hold up.
I like that Mona gives the guidance even when he's stuck in the middle of the room. Also, I talked over it, but when we won that first battle with just Joker, when I almost died and didn't say a word about it, I came pretty close there. And you get that victory, whoops. You get the victory animation of just him, when there are no party members. He like does a little knife flip and he like puts his hand behind his head. That is not necessarily, it's not unique to this one scenario. That always happens if you leave the party as just him. Which you can do if you want. You can play with just Joker. There isn't as much advantage to it as there are in previous games. This game gets really nice with giving you all that additional experience for your non-active party members. Like I think in P4 there is a valid strategy to using just the main character if you wanted to gain like tons of experience, because like I think experience scaled to active party members or something like that. I don't think this game has that, but I might be wrong. Anyway, we can still mess with this gold vase even after all that.
Wait!
And what pops out is a treasure demon. This is Persona 5's version of what were the gold hands from P3 and P4. But it's not identical, obviously. So in this game, the treasure demons, of which there are, I'm not sure, there's like maybe 8 of them or so. They all increase with level. Their names are all based on, like, I think real life treasures. Either real or mythical or something like that. So they have like 3 purposes, I guess you could say. One, just like the gold hands in, definitely in P4, or at least in Golden. And the rules kind of changed between Vanilla P3, Vanilla P4, and P4 Gold. But you get a lot of experience if you win, I believe. You get a lot of money if you win. This is for kills, win kills. But there are also 2 other purposes. One is if you just want to complete the compendium. If you want to complete the compendium, then all the treasure demons count towards it. You can recruit them. You have to knock them down, and when you do, if you knock them down and talk to them, it becomes an automatic recruit. You automatically get the mask. But knocking them down isn't always easy. It actually, as you go further in the game, it gets a little harder, and you're going to need certain skills to pull it off. That, and usually they have, like, even the early game ones, they might have one weakness to one skill. Like, I think this one's weak to Psy, which I don't have on anyone right now, not even Joker, so I'm not going to be able to recruit here. I'll actually be lucky if I get to kill. So you can do that, and they'll go towards your compendium, but once you actually have them in your possession, what's special about them is that when you fuse with treasure demons, there's certain rules to it, but it's like you get a stronger persona with the other persona that you're fusing, same arcana. So like if you fuse with like a level, I don't know, 15 fool, you might get like a level 30 fool or something like that. But there are certain like exceptions, and it's weird. Sometimes if it's like the treasure demon's too weak compared to the thing you're fusing with, instead you end up going down a level. It's really weird. But these things are really useful for filling out your compendium. So you can get around like holes in your compendium by like say you're looking at your compendium and there's like a hole between 2 Empress personas, like it's like a high level one and then a blank spot and then a low level one. You might be able to get it by messing around with a treasure demon and some Empress personas. The one downside to that being that taking them out of the compendium is pretty costly. They are expensive to get back. You also cannot use them in battle. So, let's see if I can't kill this one. I doubt I can.
I'll finish you.
Persona.
My experience is that status ailment really doesn't go well on them. So I'm going to Ice Break. See if I can't get a lot of damage in that way. See, if I got a crit, that'd be really lucky. And obviously, when I say I don't know if I'll be able to kill them, it's because they run away after a few turns. I hope that went without saying, because that's typically how these rare enemies work. That's a lot of damage, so if I can get another turn in with Joker, I will get the kill at the very least. Although, again, now that I think about it, it doesn't matter whether or not I actually do this. But it would be nice to do. Oh well, ran away.
We're done here. Let's go.
That's about what I expected. And I get nothing. Mona explaining what treasure demons are. So here's some tutorial information. Breakable objects may contain treasure demons, especially when the security level is high. Defeating one will grant you a lot of experience points. If you convince one to become one of your personas, you can use it as a fusion material. However, a treasure demon cannot be used in battle. So that first part about them being easier to find at higher security levels is something I did not know in the Japanese game. That is something I skimmed over and never learned. No one ever told me either. So that was a little surprise to me. It's also something that I've never really used. Now, obviously, there's a limited number of breakable treasures inside of every palace. Not until later in the game do you get a skill that may, I repeat, may bring back breakable treasures. It's kind of a random chance whether or not you get that. But I kind of think that the idea of trying to farm out the treasure demons is kind of stupid in my opinion. It's neat that it's there.
The baton pass made you stronger.
It's neat that there's a mechanic to make them appear more often, but overall I would say it's not worth it. And plus I think once you get used to the game, it's too easy to go through palaces with the security level low, especially because later in the game you get all sorts of confidant skills that usually make that the case. They make it easier to keep the security level down.
Let's go, Captain!
This is a holdup! Okay, guys.
Slam! Okay.
Alright,
And that was easy.
let's head into the restrooms. I always like that Ann has something to say about this. So this is the men's side. I think she has unique dialogue for the women's side as well.
Cut it out!
That seems to be a bit of a trope. I've noticed that in other JRPGs where you have your entire party with you, that if you enter unusual situations, that they usually have the female characters have a weird one-liner. Like in Cold Steel,
Nice. We can use this as a safe room.
in Cold Steel, when you climb through vents and stuff, it's usually one of the girls that has something to complain about, or they're afraid that the guys are gonna look up their
We
skirt
should
or
write
something. Overwrite that save.
Ready?
Let's go. Have a little bit more to do. This first half is not all that big. They definitely backloaded the palace though, because they knew that they were gonna stop you halfway through. And besides, we don't even have our next party member yet. This is gonna take a little while. Gotta wait for that one on the left to come, I think. Yeah. Not a fan of this hallway personally.
That one?
Let her get as close as
I'll
possible.
reveal your true form.
Now's our chance to strike!
Same strategy.
It's almost scary how good I am. This time's yours. All right. The baton pass made you stronger.
Serves you right.
Finish
Normally, I would suggest doing this palace that you want to grind for money. This comes from the experience of when the game actually was first
That's all it takes
launching,
for me.
and we were streaming the game on YouTube and Twitch. I found that the time between this palace and the next one was very, very expensive in terms of all the activities I was doing that was eating up my yen and whatnot.
Talk about luck.
And it made me regret not taking more time to grind out some cash while in this palace. Money becomes your biggest opponent in trying to do these complete playthroughs.
Anytime.
I'll reveal your true form.
All right. The first move is ours.
It is harder to come by in this game, but quite clearly they expected the player to
Looking cool, Joker.
be using the negotiation skills.
You can aim for their weak spot.
Crap. Well, that's why I tried it with the hero. Because now I still have another chance with Ryuji.
Let's Go, Captain!
Get it, Skull! This is a holdup!
Tear him apart!
Finish him!
They're still alive.
That hurt! 2 enemies remaining. Don't let your guard down.
That must be because of the damage difference between Mona's bullets and the hero's bullets.
Only one more. Let's go! Nice work, team.
That Augie just reminded me of something. And that is that I should get off of well, Pixie's fine, even though it's at a low level. But I need to make sure that I don't have something that's weak to fire equipped to Joker.
All right, we beat him.
So, no. Nope. There we go.
I can see it.
There's this treasure. There's one in this corner as well. Should be our last big room. Pretty simple puzzle. They trap you in here with a bunch of enemies. There's a switch to turn off these electrical gates. But it wouldn't hurt to just clear out the enemies first.
Show me your true form.
All right, the first move is ours. Okay, guys, let's go.
Still alive.
Looking cool, Joker.
Do it.
Okay, guys.
We're still playing on normal, obviously. If you haven't been keeping up with the difficulty curve, we did the first palace on easy with the boss fight on normal. And then we've kept it on normal since.
Shadow
I don't
defeated.
anticipate on that
That was
changing,
easy, huh?
but it could.
All right.
Show me your true form.
Late in the game, there is a way to gain tons of experience very easily.
Go.
So if I wanted to, I could overlevel myself a little bit and then change the difficulty to hard. It would keep the normal boss fights about the same, but it would make the boss fights more dramatic. So I might consider doing that.
Late for regret. Persona. Coming. Let's see that again, Panther.
Oops.
Let's do this. Dance, Carmen.
Make me waste my SP.
Panther. All right, pass the baton and follow up. Enemy defeated.
Serves you
Give
right.
me more.
Perfect timing.
That's all she wrote.
That seems to be a universally agreed upon thing, is that every player loves it when they get the all-out attack right during the chorus of Last Surprise.
This new skill suits me.
There we go. Lucky Punch is a fantastic skill, at least for the early
They
game.
were too weak to bother
Eventually it
with.
gets replaced by something that's the same but better. Lucky Punch is a physical attack that has a good chance of being a critical. It's not a particularly strong attack, but it'll knock things down. So that comes very good for
Now's our chance to strike.
for enemies that don't have any elemental weaknesses.
Persona. Let's see that again, Panther. Don't move now. Finish him.
Lucky Punch and its eventual replacement, which is called Miracle Punch, are the skills that you essentially need to be able to knock down those stronger treasure demons that don't have any weaknesses. Tauntass.
Go.
Not over yet.
Go it
You
loud.
did it, Skull. You did it, Skull.
This is it.
This enemy alignment right here is actually a very good way to earn a particular trophy. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it at this moment because I exhausted Mona's bullets already. But But there is a trophy for doing 3 baton passes in a row, and it's always easiest to do that against an enemy that's either weak to physical attacks or to
They were
bullets.
nothing.
So that you can just, you know, either attack or shoot once, twice, 3 times, and then eventually get all of your party members in on one attack. So this is the painting we're looking for. It's crooked.
Hey,
So that's how you know that there's a button behind it. I think you can also find it with third eye. You go, Joker, press the button.
yes!
Now, did I miss an enemy in this room? Sometimes when you come out of battles, you respawn in a location that makes an enemy not pop right back in. So, like, back completely out of this room and see if they spawn out. Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like I got them all. Alright. So here is our stopping point. Right through here. Cool effect. I'm pretty sure they did this whole design right here where the things open up just so that they could show it in a trailer, because it doesn't serve any other purpose. They put it in PV number 03, which is TGS 2015. I'm pretty sure that's why that's there.
Whoa!
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was PV 04.
Hey,
What does the sign say? All personnel, this door can only be opened via the security room that lies beyond it. Please be cautious, as it is impossible to open from the outside.
What?
I think Mona may have an idea.
yeah.
The design on the big door in the background is the same as the one that's in Madarame's house. And I remember that door had a big dumb lock pad on it. I said it looked like the lock pad that's on the chest inside of palaces.
Let's head back.
In other words, in order to open the door in the palace, you have to open the door in the real world. I suppose we should listen to Morgana for the time being. Alright, we are done with the palace. There's also a safe room right here, so you can easily go back to the entrance.
Oh, I knew.
The central garden. So let's teleport back to the museum entrance. Now, like I said, this would be a good point where you could grind out some money, because obviously we have tons of resources left. We still have tons of SP. And if you've been very observant, you would notice that I may have already done that. You know how in cooking shows they make this really awesome dish, and then when it's time to put it in the oven, they automatically pulled one out that's already cooked? Oh, that's what I did. My off time, I already did all of this. So, let's load this save file up. It's a couple hours ahead. And I now, all my SP's gone almost. I have 104,000 yen on me now, so that's no longer a problem. And I'm about on par in terms of what level I should be at. I was actually a little under-leveled. I guess they did account for you to grind just a little bit, because the party member that we get next comes in at, I think, level 15. So I got my party up to 16. Let's look at that. There we go. I got tons of money now. Got a little bit better personas, nothing too important though. All these things that I did today.
Well,
We're almost halfway through. I'm starting to get a faint sense of the treasure near.
Come on, man.
How are we supposed to get past that door?
I don't know. You think there's some kind of off switch somewhere?
Looks like this is where I come in.
Mona?
I have a suspicious place in mind. Remember? This shack is the basis for Madarame's palace. I actually scouted it out the last time we were here.
Whoa. So this was your plan from the start?
Correct.
You only went scouting because you were bored.
So? Where's this suspicious place?
It's on the second floor. I noticed an unnaturally hefty lock on a door up there.
If it's locked, that means there's something in there he doesn't want people to see.
But don't we want to be opening the door in the palace?
Yes. And we're going to do that by opening the real one in front of Madarame's eyes. Basically, we're going to change his cognition that the door is unopenable.
In other words, when we open the one in Madarame's house, that area in his palace will open on its own?
I'm not really getting it. Is that gonna work?
Trust me, there's no chance it won't open. I think. You understand, don't you, Joker?
Well, yeah, but...
Why don't you trust me? It's worth a try.
But even then, there's still that hefty lock we have to deal with in reality, right?
That'll be a breeze. Just give me a hairpin and I'll handle it. It will take some time, though. Doing everything by myself in front of Madarame would be impossible. If only there was someone who could distract him for a while.
Huh?
Oh. Man, how are we even gonna get into his house? We'd get reported for sure if we force ourselves in.
What?
I guess the only way is having you go nude.
What?
Fancy you say that, Ryuji. I was just thinking the same thing.
This isn't funny!
We're not saying you should really get naked.
It's simply the best excuse for you to enter Madarame's house without raising suspicions. So we'd like for you to play the role of decoy, Lady Ann.
This is way too sudden! I mean, I don't even know where the locked door is!
Don't worry, I'll accompany you.
But that's still technically only me! Worst comes to worst, what if I get found out?
We can run into the palace. Or something.
Is that really gonna work? I mean, you're not giving me much confidence in this plan. Do I have to be the bait?
Good luck, An.
Why can't one of you guys go nude?
It ain't what he wants.
Then make it so he does!
All you gotta do is trick Yusuke, have him take you to that room, then just open the door.
You make it sound so easy. But if there's no other way, I don't have a choice. God! Fine, I'll do it. For justice. Seriously, you better pull this off.
If it's for your sake, Lady Ann, I won't stop scratching even if all my claws were to break.
We'll be counting on you, Morgana. Don't let Yusuke notice you, alright?
If he tries to force my clothes off, I'll tear that house down. I'm really gonna lose it if we do all this and the palace door doesn't open. Got it?
We're working to get dirt on that guy's crimes either way. It won't go to waste. Alright, let's get down and dirty tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Earlier the better.
But will Kitagawa-kun agree?
I don't know, just say something like, I really need it to be tomorrow. That should work, yeah?
Okay,
You get in touch with Yusuke? He asked me to come by tomorrow. He fell for it. Do I really have to do this? Strip for him on. I'm not stripping. This is such a pain. We gotta open that door and have Madarame see it, right? Yeah, Morgana said that'll change his cognition. I don't get it. Oh, and one more thing. Let us know if any weird shit goes down, and we'll be there to back you up ASAP. Got it.
Now then.
The palace is a reflection of how its owner views the real world, so if Madarame's cognition of reality changes, it's only natural that his palace would be affected. And all jokes aside, we really need Lady Ann to strip for Yusuke. It's the only way. Okay, so maybe Ann does get it a little rough sometimes. She's, like I said, she's kind of the butt of the need for fan service to sell the game sometimes. A sad reality. Let's check out the TV! If you punch someone and hurt them, and you've committed bodily harm. Now, consider these two cases. A. Unconsenting cutting of hair. B. Using noise to cause distress. Which of the two would be considered a case of bodily harm? You be the judge. So these are TV quizzes that pop up from time to time. There's an A or B question, and if you answer it right, you get a point towards your knowledge. So the correct answer is using noise to cause distress. The correct answer is B. If you drive someone crazy with noise, that's bodily harm. If it disrupts the body's functions, it counts as bodily harm, even if there's no physical contact. Hair grows back, so it doesn't count as a wound. That'd be a case of assault, not bodily harm. I got it right. It feels like I've improved my knowledge. Now, because we went into the palace, there's nothing else to do tonight, so we just have to go to bed. Everyone's favorite thing to do in Persona 5. Certainly Morgana's favorite thing. And as promised, we will get to trying to bypass this whole security system in the palace today.
I'm so depressed.
You actually don't have an option. Like Ryuji said, tomorrow. Oh, they're talking about the beef bowl place, which I have worked at twice. What happened? So it seems that employees being stuck with the night shifts by themselves is a common occurrence there. If it's a worthwhile experience, don't give up. It's really not that worthwhile, actually. Not many of the jobs in this game are. No, the grades are out. How'd you do? I like the line for what it says when your intelligence isn't very high. I wonder what score I got. It might be faster if I counted from the bottom up. Aw, poor hero. Nothing notable. Shouldn't have been terrible either. I did get the manual questions correct, which gets you nothing, but makes you look like you know what you're talking about. Yo, I've been looking into Yamauchi lately. Thought I'd give you an update. This is the guy in his confidant who is supposedly going to take over the track team. Apparently he's been hanging out at a monochiyaki shop a lot. I heard he gets real drunk there and brags to his coworkers. It's a restaurant, basically. Ain't this a good chance for us? If we get close, we might get some intel out of him. He'd notice you. Right, that's where you come in. He knows me, so I ain't gonna be able to get anywhere near him. But that ain't the case for you. I bet you could even sit next to his booth if you wanted. Probably. So, I'll let you know once I figure out when he's going drinking. Till then, we're gonna put a hold on our training. Well, I'll be counting on you. Basically, what's gonna happen is that Ryuji's next confidant event will take place at night.
We'll be counting on you.
Alright, so Ann's going in alone. Well, technically Morgana's going with her.
What?
In secret, though. And Ryuji and I will wait inside the palace.
Okay.
Although that's a bit of a misnomer, we're not going to actually do anything.
To think you'd really come. I assumed you were lying when you contacted me.
This entire day is on rails.
Sorry it was so sudden.
Oh, it's not a problem. But, as I told you yesterday, Sensei will be returning in about 20 or 30 minutes. So, I'm sorry if that causes some anxiety on your part.
That's why I'm here today, damn it.
What was that?
Oh, no, it was nothing.
By the way, have you gained some weight?
You think so? I weigh the same as always. Maybe I'm bloated today.
So then, can you, get ready here?
I need to take my clothes off, right?
Yes, please.
I'm embarrassed. Could you look the other way?
Oh,
Phew, that was tight.
tight? No, I'm doing this for art.
Don't look over here, okay? Hey, your sensei's coming back soon, right?
I believe so.
Do you think we could do this somewhere else then? A little more atmosphere would be lovely.
This should be good enough.
But wouldn't a room with a lock be a bit better?
A lock?
Smooth.
Must a girl say more?
But the only one with a lock is Sensei's room.
Then why not there?
I can't intrude. Besides, I don't have the key.
He says he doesn't have the key.
It's okay. That's why I'm here. I'll just use this hairpin.
Takamaki-san, are you about... You were wearing all this?
Don't you think it's cold today?
I suppose so. The sun is starting to set.
Right? That's why a change of location would be nice. I mean, I'm gonna take it all off.
True. It might make for a better picture if I can brighten my model's mood.
Uh-huh, that's right.
She may even be willing to try out various expressive poses for use in a dynamic composition.
What kind of poses?
Lady On, you have to act. Get back in character.
Let's go. I was just starting to get in the mood.
Wait! If you wander around, Sensei will...
Oh, it's so hot.
We really can't use any other room.
Hey, why not this one?
Please wait!
I'm counting on you, Mona.
Are they seriously gonna be able to pull this off? She was saying stuff like, I'll just seduce him with my acting, but that sounds out of her league. Plus, we ain't got one sign this place is gonna open. Isn't Madarame coming home soon? On top of that, even if Mona's able to unlock the door, how's he gonna show it to Madarame? And then even if they do show it open, any normal person would just close it right up again. Doesn't that mean we only got a few seconds to get in? To be blunt, won't it be a miracle if this works?
Let's just wait and see.
Yeah. It's almost time.
Please, can you just wait and...
What's past here?
That's...
So the door Mona mentioned is up ahead.
I keep telling you, you can't!
You're still not done?
It's hard to do this with cat paws?
Is something the matter?
Oh, so, what is this room?
It's a storage area for old paintings.
Storage. Hey, Kitagawa-kun, why don't we do it in here? I won't be embarrassed if we go somewhere nobody can find us.
Only Sensei can go in there.
Please. I want to be alone with you. Somewhere like quiet. You know, where we won't get interrupted.
I don't think An knows what seduction
Is
is.
he really going to buy that terrible act?
Stay focused.
Hmm?
Oh, it's just so frustrating that my feelings aren't getting through to you. Kitagawa-kun, do you not like girls like me?
No, that's not true.
How is that working on him?
Please, we can continue this inside.
Sure. I mean, no, we can't go in there. It's locked anyway, so...
Fine. This is too embarrassing. I'm leaving.
But...
Let's just do it in here, okay?
what do I do?
I'm home.
Sensei!
Yusuke?
All right, it's open.
Huh?
What are you doing there?
It's not what it looks like. What?
Not in there.
Nothing's happening. I wonder what's... It's off! They seriously did it!
Stay on guard, though.
Oh, right. These could come back on at any second. Let's go.
Alright, let's check out what's beyond here.
All right.
The control room. Right, we gotta make sure that they don't come back on. I was wrong, actually. I said this entire day was on rails, but there actually is one enemy for us to fight. Forgot about this. Let's take them on.
Hey,
The real problem's the fact that we gotta handle this with just the two of us. Sure would be embarrassing if I died and had to
Sorry.
reload this save. Then I'd have to cut footage. You must be the thieves who dare threaten Lord Madarame. Now, luckily, I'm so familiar with demon
Think I've
weaknesses.
passed the security system? You cannot go any further. You are trespassing on Lord Madarame's territory.
you guys ain't got nothing on us. I'm more scared of screwing up and having On yell at me.
Persona!
Right, where is it? Oh my god. That sucks. Because I reloaded my old save file, I don't have anything with Agi on me, do I? Oh, that's a bummer.
Tama!
There. Ow! Woodland Persona! Get wrecked!
Alright, that's a lot of damage. Where's my Jack Frost? There we go.
Jack Frost!
Oh, missed. Easy with the crit. Well, I was gonna heal him after that turn, but whatever. This works. It'd be a pain in the ass if we got spotted again. Turn off the security system. You got it.
Takamaki-san, this is bad.
Are these the lights?
What the...
Isn't this Sayuri? Why are there so many of them?
I have no idea.
Get out!
Sensei, what is the meaning of this?
I suppose I can't keep quiet now that you've seen this. Truth be told, I'm in severe debt. I handmade these Sayuri copies and have been selling them through a special connection of mine.
Why?
The real Sayuri was stolen by one of my pupils long ago. I assume they begrudged my strictness. That moment was quite a shock for me. Since then, I've been mired in a terrible artist block. Because of this distress, some of my pupils handed their ideas over to me from time to time. I knew I couldn't keep that up, so I attempted to recreate the Sayuri a number of times. However, it resulted in nothing more than replicas. That's when someone came to buy the paintings, knowing, well, they weren't original. It's all my fault. I couldn't pay the price of being famous. As expectations for me rose, it reached a point where I had no choice but to keep making them. I needed money to further your talents. I ask that you please forgive your cowardly teacher.
Please, don't.
Hold on, something doesn't add up. If the original painting got stolen, how did you make copies of it?
I happened to find a finely detailed photograph of it in an art book.
So you managed to sell copies of a photo of the original? I'm not sure how this works, but don't people who buy paintings generally have a keen eye for the fine arts? This sounds like a lie to me.
What would you know?
Something just doesn't feel right.
Lady On! This one seems different.
Sayuri. This is the real Sayuri. But you just said a moment ago that it was stolen.
That's a replica.
No, it's nothing of the sort. This painting kept me going. It's the reason I made it this far. Sensei, don't tell me.
It's fake. Yes, a counterfeit. I heard there was a counterfeit spreading around, so I bought it.
So you're telling me the actual artist behind the painting bought a counterfeit? That's pushing it.
You're lying, Sensei. Please, just tell us the truth.
You too? I've reported you to my private security company.
What?
I had it set up to deal with some problematic paparazzi, but I never thought it'd come in so handy.
Please, wait. Let's talk about this.
You can talk all you want to the police. That includes you, Yusuke.
Lady On, let's run!
A cat? Where did it... There's no point. They'll be here within 2 minutes.
Takamaki-san!
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, let's turn off the security system. What a shock. Madarame's a huge piece of shit and a liar. But don't worry, it gets even better.
All right.
Good. The one that's obviously turned on. Alright, there we go. Lasers in the courtyard should be off for good. Don't have to worry about that anymore.
All right.
Hey, we did it.
I hope those two managed to get away.
I thought I was gonna die. Hey, will you let go already? Oh no! I didn't mean to push him so hard. Are you okay? Wake up!
Who are you all?
Calm down, Kitagawa-kun. It's me!
Takamaki-san. That means you two are... I don't recall ever seeing this cat costume before, though. What is this place?
We're inside Madarame's heart.
Inside Sensei's heart? I'm sorry, Takamaki-san, but are you sure you're feeling okay?
She ain't lying. This is what that bastard truly feels. He's nothing but a greed-filled money grubber.
Enough of this rubbish!
Kitagawa-kun, didn't it cross your mind that something wasn't right about Madarame?
That's...
You may not want to believe it, but this is another reality as viewed through Madarame's eyes. This is his true nature.
This repulsive world? Just who are all of you?
I guess you could say we're a group that changes the hearts of rotten crooks.
If everything you say is true, then the sensei I know doesn't exist.
You gotta snap out of it.
Still, he has kept me safe these past 10 years. My gratitude for that won't just disappear.
You're gonna forgive him? At this rate, you'll...
Are you okay?
I'm trying to be rational about this, but my emotions are overwhelming me.
Sorry, but we don't have time to dawdle. The security level's gone through the roof. We need to get out of here at once.
Alright, let's go.
Yes.
Not exactly safe here at the moment.
Yes!
Let's hurry out of here. That said, we have an amateur with us now. Let's try to avoid fighting as much as possible. You don't have a choice in the matter. You can't fight. You can't save in here. Now we're kind of on rails. But before we continue, I'm actually going to call it here for today, and we will finish up this little part next time in, what, video 18 that should be? Because I think everyone can kind of predict about what's going to happen now that we have Yusuke with us inside of the other world. I think it's a little obvious. So I will see you then. Have a good one, and get ready for some cool stuff at the start of part 18.